How you guys doing? I hope you guys are so amazing. My name is Maddy Tokes. What are we talking about today? We're talking about one of my favorite things ever, and that's gonna be sleep. Yeah, that's right. I am a sleepy Garfield. Yeah, I I don't know what that is, but I am that. A very sleepy Garfield. No, I'm a napper, I'm a snoozer, I'm a couple what am I trying to do? I'm trying to catch 10 winks. I'm trying to count the sheep. I'm trying to take a Penelope snooze. I'm trying to take a Hugh Napman, you know? I'm trying to do those things. So, if you are like me, you're somebody who loves sleep. If I didn't make that fucking clear with my 1 minute rant about how I love it, but some of you out there may be looking at me like I'm crazy because you suffer from what is called sleep paralysis. I'm sure sleep paralysis has been in the zeitgeist for a while. We've talked about it. It has kind of the mystifying aspect of sleep paralysis is kind of lifted over time, just with more people knowing about it, talking about it. Obviously, the internet being a world forum for every horrible and not horrible topic to discuss ever. It is common in so many cultures throughout time. So, if you're somebody who has seen a shadow person, not been able to move your body when you woke up, anything like that, you may have been suffering from sleep paralysis. So, I guess let's dive right into it because what I usually banter a little bit in the beginning, but we're not bantering today. Today, we're getting right to the meat and potatoes of it all, of the sleep. Because doesn't that sound like it would put you right to bed? A little bit of meat and potatoes. Whew. I know that's right. A little stew, especially this time of year, would be good. Okay. So, what is sleep? It's when you're not awake. Okay, next. No, I'm just joking. What are the four stages of sleep? Well, there are four stages. The first stage is going to be nREM. Those are actually going to be your first two stages. That's going to be your light sleep. So that's when you're kind of drifting between wakefulness and sleep. You might have that jerking motion, and you might also have like vivid imagery like start to occur. Then your body temperature starts to drop. Your brain starts to show sleep spindles and K comprehensives. Oh, K complexes. Complexes? It literally says K complexes. Okay. Not really sure what those are, but I'm gonna assume it's the brain waves that you guys do. The brain waves that we all do when we're sleeping. The body begins maintenance mode, and that's when your body is like kind of regenerating, healing itself, knowing that okay, we're about to sleep for a minute, so we're gonna repair what's going on. So then you get into what is called deep sleep. That's stage three. That's when your delta waves start to happen, those brain waves. Tissue repair starts to happen. Your immune systems become strengthened. This is also when sleepwalking can happen. If you guys are familiar with Selena Spooky Boo or have watched her movie with that other girl. I forget your name, I'm sorry, but I do follow you too. House of Eden. She does her videos where she is sleepwalking and she is doing crazy things in her sleep, and she puts it out there because they're nutty, okay? I'm not trying to call her crazy. The sleepwalking is just that's a crazy phenomenon. If anybody who's ever sleepwalked has done some crazy things. I've sleepwalked. I used to do that as a kid, and if you usually as a kid, you have night terrors. If you are somebody that's ever had a night terror, usually they happen as children and then you kind of grow out of it. I've had like one or two night terrors and they are incredibly scary. But if you're an adult and you're somebody that has night terrors, I am so sorry because wow. I can't imagine being like seeing that like scary adult imagery in your mind and having a night terror. And also if your partner is like sleeping next to you, that's whew, can't even imagine. Then the final stage of sleep, the deepest part of sleep, that's your REM sleep. That's the dream state. That's when your brain becomes active again while the body is paralyzed. So most vivid dreams and nightmares occur here. I think we all know that. I think we all know that like REM is where sleep happens, or is where dreaming happens. REM is where sleep happens. That's where real sleep happens. You're not REMing, you're not sleeping. So the average cycle of sleep lasts about 90 minutes. And your most vivid dreams are going to happen close to wakefulness. So as soon as you're about to wake up, that's when the most vivid. So have you ever woken up and been like, "Oh my gosh, that was like I was in it. I could go right back to it." That is REM sleep. So, sleep paralysis, when does that happen? That is like kind of the glitch between wakefulness. So, you are about to wake up and your brain is awake, but your body is asleep. So, you might be able to open your eyes and kind of look around, but your body, you can't move. Scary, scary. If you've ever, if this has ever happened to you, it is one of the, you think that you're like, this is the end. A lot of times people feel a heavy chest sensation or the inability to breathe, hallucinations, visual, auditory, or tactile, and they might have a feeling of a presence, which is quote unquote shadow people. A lot of times people see a cloaked figure. A lot of times people see what is called the hat man. So it's somebody with a, like, literally just a hat on that looks like a man, or a cloaked figure with a hat. Some people see an old woman. It's crazy. And those are just some common phenomena. And why are they so common, you guys? Who the fuck? Why, as a child, when I had no idea what sleep paralysis was, and I didn't know till I was an adult because I didn't tell anybody it ever happened to me, why did I see a hat man? Why did I see that person? When I was a child, like, why did that happen to me? That's creepy. That's creepy boots. That's creepy boots. I You know it is, okay? So this can last seconds to minutes, which minutes? Can you imagine being like even 4 minutes in? I think mine probably lasted 2 minutes or less. Maybe a minute or less because I was really scared, so it felt longer. Triggers is an irregular sleep schedule, stress, anxiety, or sleeping on your back is a trigger. Does that mean every woman with a boob job is now having sleep paralysis because you have to sleep on your back with the boob job? At least at first, or like on that angle. Is it because your body thinks you're like waking up? So you're just like, oh yeah, fuck moving the body. We're pretty much here already. So we're gonna take a while. That is scary. If you have a boob job and you've experienced sleep paralysis, that we might be discovering something together. That might be the common denominator, girl. Okay? That might be it. Okay. So, what are some old, like, folklore things that people keep seeing? This is okay. Why do we all see this? Okay. Why did we all build pyramids? Why do we all see these things? What is the cultural significance? What is the cultural significance of these things? I can't wrap my mind around this. I've thought about this for like 3 days coming into this, but okay. So, remember said some people see an old lady. This is called the Old Hag. This is from Newfoundland, England, Ireland. A crone or a witch sits on your chest. She like tries to choke you. She's like, on top of you. She's like being all crazy. Hag ridden was a common phrase linked to witchcraft, nocturnal visitations, and soul theft. So, the old hag, let me go back to more details because this was crazy. Okay, here's the story. People would wake up in the middle of the night, unable to move, feeling a crushing weight on their chest. When they would open their eyes, a hideous old woman, the hag, was sitting on them, grinning or whispering, sometimes choking them or stealing their breath. In early folklore, the experience was called hag ridden. What was believed that witches had sent spirits out at night to torment people, riding them like horses. Save a horse, send a hag to ride your enemies. Victims would wake up with scratches, bruises, and or complete exhaustion, proof or proof of a nocturnal attack. Complete exhaustion? What is that? Could that be, but you feel like a crushing weight on your chest? Could that be like partially sleep apnea that we just didn't know about? What people were describing perfectly matched sleep paralysis, hallucinations, pressure on the chest, and overwhelming dread. The hag has become a widely explained to express experience no one yet understood. In Newfoundland, people say the hag got me last night. It's so common that people even joke about it like bad weather. Okay, hey, what is it that in Newfoundland, sleep paralysis and seeing the hag is so common that we're joking about it like bad weather? What's going on there? What's your quality of life like there? That's scary shit. That's too much. Okay, whatever. In Japan, the Kanashibari? Kanashibari. I'm gonna say that that's what it is, okay? I'm not looking it up, sorry. It's called bound or fastened, literal meaning, bound or fastened by metal. In Japanese folklore, this happens when vengeful spirits immobilize you, either because you offended them or because they're trying to possess you. Buddhist monks once used the but shibari, to describe spiritual trance states like during meditation. Over time, it became associated with ghostly attacks. So that is like what the movie The Grudge is kind of about. Many Japanese horror films like The Grudge visually echo the feeling of the Kanashibari, the stiff, frozen victim while a ghost looms. That is okay, so I didn't know that was about The Grudge. Okay. I saw The Grudge when I was, what, 13? Sorry, Mom. She wonders why I'm weird. The Jinn. Okay, we've talked about the Jinn. It keeps coming up all the time. Do you guys have anything else? That must be the realest shit in the world because the Jinn pops up everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? The Jinn. In Muslim culture, sleep paralysis is seen as a Jinn encounter, a invisible being of smokeless fire that sits on a sleeper's chest or whispers in their ear. People might recite verses from the Quran to banish it. It it ties into the belief that the Jinn live parallel to humans and can interact with us in vulnerable states like sleep. Okay? Where do they come from though? Like what do they how do I don't know, they come from a mess, they come from a thing, they come from nowhere. Like the Jinn is apparently like real powerful. And like I'm not here to say that they're not, okay? So, okay, the Mara. I think we've talked about this as well. The Mara from Scandinavia, the root word of nightmare. In Norse mythology, the Mara is a malicious female spirit that rides people's chests at night, giving them bad dreams. Some legends say that she's the ghost of a dead woman or witch. Okay, Old Norse. Mara plus night equals night Mara or nightmare. That's very cool. And that's where the word comes from. Okay, the Pisadeira, we're gonna say that that's what it is, from Brazil, is described as a thin, long-fingered crone who hides on rooftops and steps on people's chests when they sleep on a full stomach. So better not overeat. That's why everybody in Brazil is so thin, because if you overeat, she's coming for you. She's sitting on your chest and you're not breathing. She represents guilt, overindulgence, or anxiety, a cultural warning about eating too much before bed. Literally just eating. That's sleep paralysis is just eating too much before bed. But do you notice why is she a crone? Why is she also the hag? What is this woman that comes and is like, I am going to torture the shit out of you at night? Who is she? Who is she? Who is this diva who is coming and sitting on people's chests at night? Okay? She's coming in your room. She's cunting out. She's bootsing all over your chest. Okay? That doesn't mean anything. Okay, the succubus and incubus from medieval Europe. During the Middle Ages, sleep paralysis was blamed on demons who sexually preyed on sleepers, an incubus male or a succubus female. Victims described as being awake but paralyzed while a presence pressed on them, interpreted as demonic assault. These stories became moral warnings about lust and temptation. You imagine the succubus, like you wake up from your sleep paralysis and you're like, oh, the succubus is gone, but now I have this massive boner. Why would that happen? You guys, why? You're like, you're waking up from a night terror with a wet dream. That's kinky. That's crazy and kinky. You guys. This is what happens when I record the pod after 4 p.m. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? So, those are some, I was gonna say crazy things. They are crazy. Why are we all I'm not over it, you guys. We've not talked about shit else, but why is this fucking woman, the succubus, the hag, the crone, who is this diva? I need to know. Who are you? Sitting on people's chests and why? Tell me why. Don't tell me why. Don't visit me. Hey, don't visit me. I don't need to know. Actually, take it all back. Live your life, girl. Okay, so as somebody who's very high right now, how does cannabis affect dreaming? I am somebody that rarely dreams, and my dreams only come out when I have nightmares because they usually are stemmed from like high anxiety, right? So THC suppresses REM sleep, and so that means you have, fewer or no dreams. But to anybody who's ever taken a tolerance break or stopped smoking weed for any amount of time, that REM rebound will kick you in the absolute teeth. I swear. You will have the most vivid, incredible dreams that you've ever had in your life. And incredible, I mean realistic and like almost spooky because the imagery is just so intense. So, if you've ever done that, if you're somebody who suffers from PTSD, THC may help you reduce your dreams if that's something that you suffer from. I have no idea though, so make sure that you talk to your doctor before you do anything. I'm not here to advise you to use or not use any substance, okay? That's not what this podcast is, but that is something that it says. So, what is going to make you not dream and why sometimes are we waking up from like have you ever eaten an edible and then you wake up in the middle of the night because your brain is just kind of going? Me too, but your body's really tired. Yeah. That's probably because it was made with a sativa dominant strain. Indica dominant strains are going to tend to bring you down, they're going to put you to sleep, they're going to put you into couch, as you know. And sativas, well, that's gonna make you a diva. So that's gonna put you up here, it's gonna put you in your mind, it's gonna put you on your toes and locked in. If you smoke a sativa before bed, you might feel a little bit tired, but you may end up staying awake just because your mind is going. Same with an edible. If you're somebody that eats an edible and then you go to bed before it kicks in and it kicks in while you're sleeping, that's something that might give you wild dreams or wake you up. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your experience is below. I'm actually really, really curious. I have had fewer dreams with THC, but edibles kind of work one way or another. I'm either up all night from edibles or I'm like down for the count with edibles. So it can be kind of hit or miss. Cannabis withdrawal can obviously increase sleep paralysis. So if you're somebody that suffers from it and you realize that weed has stopped it, if you stop weed, it may increase them again. I don't know though. Everybody's different, whatever. Other than an indica and a sativa, CBD is something obviously non-psychoactive, legal in all 50 states in the US that is going to help you normalize your REM, help reduce your anxiety, kind of bring down that heartbeat. It's going to it's an anti-inflammatory, so it's gonna kinda bring down your body. CBN is also a great combination to do with THC. CBN is going to enhance restfulness, and it might actually even make you sleep longer. So, be wary of that if you use CBN. Now, let's go back to shadow people, because like I said, when I was a kid, I woke up with sleep paralysis at some point, and I saw a cloaked figure with a hat in a corner approach me and then, like, put its, like, hand or arm or whatever over my torso, and then I woke up and I was able to put the covers over my head, and I was like I was had sure I had seen a ghost, so, knowing now, that was absolutely sleep paralysis, but at the time, I was like, "I see dead people." Like, I was Haley Joel Osment. I was. In that moment, I was like, "I see dead people. I the sixth sense. I have it." Scary. At like, I think I was like 8 or 9 years old, like scary as fuck. Maybe I was 10. So shadow people. Very scary. Reported worldwide. Why? Why are they reported worldwide during sleep paralysis? Why do we see shadow people? Why is the present? Is it because we're so in the veil? Are we like seeing the upside down? Guys, I don't know. Scary, scary. Common forms is a hooded figure, a hat man, or silhouettes in corners. Did I not literally just describe all that? But why, as a child who didn't know what sleep paralysis was, imagined all of this? That's where I'm like, why would I have known about that? Nobody in my family has sleep paralysis, or not that I know of. Nobody had been talking about that. Like, whatever. A psychological view is your brain interpreting fears or darkness. But why would the darkness approach me? Hey, what? Paranormal views, entities feeding on fear or existing between dream and reality. What did I say? We're in the upside down. We are in the upside down, you guys. Okay. If you've ever watched the 2015 documentary called The Nightmare about sleep paralysis, then you know about shadow people. Now, is Freddy Krueger a sleep paralysis demon? Yeah. Yes, but, like, to an extreme point where he's actually, like, a demon and stuff, so and is he just a person? Because the new one says he's just a person, like, his, like, rage is coming back, but I don't know, is rage could rage just be the ghost left behind of Freddy Krueger? I don't know. We could really get into that at some point. Those of you who want a lucid dream, lucid dreaming seems very cool. I'm just so scared. I think the one time I was able to lucid dream, I'm such a shithead that I asked what time it was, and I remember this person getting really pissed. And then like I just couldn't I left. And I don't think I ever went back to this town. So if you've seen the town with like the clock tower and stuff, like the old village behind the hills, then you know about this town. If you don't know about the town, if you let's see how much time we got. Okay. If you don't know about the town is a phenomenon that people have seen in like if you on Reddit posts, there's a bunch of them. I almost want to be like, okay. Okay, people dream of like a dream city where they like have a residence and like my dream always starts the same. I see a door that opens to a gravel road and realize right away that I'm about to visit this town. I recognize I'm dreaming and I start to walk towards one person's house. Everyone knows me and I know them. They recognize that time has passed. This is a Reddit article, by the way. They recognize that time has passed since I saw them last, and we try to make the most of the time that we have until I have to leave. I spend time visiting everyone and going to festivals, parties if there is one. Seasons change, but I don't think they are the same as the real seasons I am experiencing. It's so strange, and generally not much happens. It seems much more realistic because I don't automatically transport somewhere else. I have to walk or drive, and nothing out of the ordinary happens. I usually realize I am walking up, and the main person I like to visit tells me goodbye, and they will miss me. Sometimes I go a couple years without dreaming of this place. Sometimes I visit it many times a year. Yeah, some people are like, yeah, specific buildings or fields over time. So if you're somebody that's seen the town, let me know. Okay. This town, people have seen over and over again. Plenty of, whatever. I will find a better story and we will read about this town. But in the meantime, if you are trying to lucid dream, that is when you are in a dream and you realize that you're dreaming so that you can start to take control of the dream. A lot of times when we're dreaming, we realize that we're dreaming, we wake up. But there are times when you're dreaming, you realize you're dreaming, and you stay dreaming. And that is when you can kind of like control the dream or transport someplace else or fly, some people like to do. That seems to be a really common one. What people do to start the process of lucid dreaming is reality checks. If they're in a dream and they realize that they're dreaming, they will try to push their finger through their palm. And if they can, then obviously they're dreaming. They'll also try to look at a clock and then look away and look at the clock again and see if the time has changed. And if it has, then they're dreaming. Also asking, am I dreaming often during waking hours? So, am I dreaming? No, I'm not right now. I'm recording the podcast, obviously. Wouldn't that be crazy if I was doing this all in my dream? I'd be like, this is such a good episode. I'm just joking. I'd be like, my makeup looks so good. Why would I? Whatever. And something that people do to help is when they wake up, they'll try to write down their dreams immediately to increase recall. So, so if you were trying to lucid dream and fly in your dreams and take control, good for you, babe. Do it up. Try to push that finger through that palm, okay? What might help you in your dreaming? What physical things could you get that might help you with your lucid dreaming? Well, let me tell you about three lovely crystals that might. Number one is amethyst. It is for calming abilities and dream recall. That's that purple one. Labradorite. Labradorite is for intuition and awareness. And then moonstone. Seems pretty straightforward that would work at night. Emotional balance and vivid dreams. Very cool. I actually have a moonstone next to my bed, and I have had vivid dreams that I don't remember, and I don't really want to, so whatever. Herbs, mugwort, lavender, and chamomile. Okay. Smoking or sipping a mild cannabis tea before meditation paired with intention setting for dream clarity. That is something that you can do to try to increase your lucid dreaming. Again, like I said about the dream towns. Okay, so you're not lucid dreaming, but you put that moonstone next to your bed. Oh, you're having a vivid nightmare. Why are the nightmares happening? Well, stress, trauma, sleep deprivation, cannabis rebound, or even what you've eaten is causing your nightmares. Now, what are some things that you might eat that cause nightmares? In my personal, humble Maddy Tokes opinion, it's orange juice. Orange juice, orange OJ. OJ will make you nightmare. That feels so weird. Orange juice will make you have nightmares like a motherfucker. Some other things that'll make you have nightmares: sugary snacks or desserts too close to bedtime will increase brain activity. Spicy or heavy, greasy meals before bed can lead to wild or vivid dreams. And an old wives' tale, cheese. An old wives' tale about cheese causing strange dreams, and some people actually swear by it. So, no cheddar before betta. No cheddar before betta. There it is. There it is. Old. Who didn't think of that? Who didn't think of that? No cheddar before betta. Unless you want to. Unless you're trying to have crazy dreams, then, drink a glass of OJ on top of that. You'd be all right. So, those are some common reasons why you're nightmaring, why you're having nightmares. I don't know why I'm like, nightmaring is a verb. Whatever. Why you're having nightmares. Being chased, teeth falling out, falling, or being unprepared are some of the most common nightmares. My most common reoccurring nightmare is a plane crash. Why? Not really sure. I think family trauma. But I'm like, sometimes I'm inside the plane, sometimes I'm outside the plane, sometimes I'm in different parts of the plane. It is all very, very different at times. So I always try to look up when I have a nightmare in a dream journal. And by dream journal, I mean I Google it. I Google what those dreams mean. And a lot of times it'll link back to what I'm feeling internally, personally, and what I'm dealing with. So if you're somebody that has nightmares or you're having a reoccurring nightmare, look that be okay. Look that be up for real. Also, try CBD or CBN if you don't want to have that nightmare anymore. Highly recommend, if you're somebody that uses THC, to use it with the CBD or CBN, and that is really, really going to help improve all parts of your sleep, truly. If you want. I'm not here to tell you. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to take or not to take, but that, in my personal opinion, is something that I think would be very cool. Honestly, it's emotional processing is what your nightmares are. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we say anxieties and whatever. It's your brain processing emotional, like, turmoil in a safe place, because your subconscious is not going to leak out somewhere. And if it is, oh, that would be scary. That would be really scary. So yeah, that is what we're talking about this week, is dreams. My recommendation for you is to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. You know why? Because tomorrow I am hosting Nightmare on Elm Street at the drive-in, at the Ford Wyoming drive-in in Detroit. It is sold out, so I'd say go get tickets, but it is sold out, thank goodness. And I am super happy that each and every one of you is coming. That's every one of you that is coming. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Pew pew. Not pew pew. Very just appreciative. You guys, the Celsius is hitting. The Celsius is gone, and it's like 5 p.m. This is not good, you guys. Thank you to everybody who said happy birthday to me. If you did, I'm actually recording this before my birthday so that I can do 100% birthday things for that basically whole week. That's crazy. That's too much. Don't into the mic. Okay, girl? What's my recommendation? Oh yeah, go watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Do we anticipate anything this month? I don't know. I was anticipating my birthday. Woo! So, I hope I had a great one. Go watch my episode about last week, The Satanic Bible Explained. It's creepy, it's spooky, it's right on theme. Don't worry, it's going to be great for your October listening. Your October listening pleasures. Whatever. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Tell your weird uncle about me. I will see you soon.